A warm welcome to AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital territory. I am Gracious Ogun. Nigeria's Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, on Tuesday said the Federal Ministry of Education has presented a proposal on its plan to reopen schools across the country to the National Assembly for criticism and input as major stakeholders in the education sector. However, the minister did not give details of the proposal, stating that it may be misconstrued as a ministry guideline for schools reopening. Meanwhile, South African researchers on Tuesday said the country's first human clinical trial for a vaccine against the coronavirus will begin this week. Professor of Vaccinology and Head of Trial, Shabi Madhi, said the screening of participants for the South Africa Oxford 1 COVID-19 vaccine trial began last week, and the first participants will be vaccinated this week. The vaccine being used in the trial is the same one used in the United Kingdom and Brazil. The Interior Minister of Peru, Gaston Rodriguez, on Tuesday announced the death of 223 police officers from COVID-19 complications, with 15,500 cases of infection in the police force. The minister in a virtual press conference said the death toll is 30% higher than 2 weeks ago, when the country recorded 10,000 cases of the infection and only 170 deaths in the force. Peru is the second worst hit country in Latin America after Brazil, with no fewer than 257,000 cases and 9,000 deaths. In a related development, the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital UNTH Enugu, Nigeria, on Tuesday confirmed 68 new cases of the virus, 49 of which are health workers managing those who had contracted the virus in the hospital. This comes barely a few weeks after UNTH unveiled a new COVID-19 testing center. State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ikechukwu Obi, who confirmed the development, said the state now has 144 confirmed cases, of which 110 are active, 29 were discharged, and 5 deaths recorded. We'll take a break now. When we return, Singapore holds parliamentary elections. Stay with us. Details coming shortly.
Mental health and the COVID-19. It is no longer news that the coronavirus disease is now a pandemic. New cases are on the rise and the death rates have increased. People may develop issues of poor sleep, poor eating habits, undue irritability, and uncertainty. Some may also start to cope with the use of alcohol, substances of abuse, and self-harm. While all of these reactions can occur in response to a stressful event, it is important to share tips to help people remain in optimal mental health. 1. Let's normalize the conversation. If you feel anxious or afraid about the virus, remember, you are not alone. 2. Don't self-diagnose. Just because you have symptoms that are alike to COVID-19 doesn't mean you have it. 3. Plug out and limit sources of information to credible ones. 4. Develop a healthy daily routine, especially as quarantine is ongoing. 5. Focus on the things you have control over. 6. Practice social distancing, not social isolation. Utilize online channels to keep in touch with friends, family, and loved ones. 7. Avoid maladaptive coping techniques such as drinking and smoking excessively or self-harm. 8. Educate children, the elderly, and loved ones on social distancing, quarantine, and how to keep safe. 9. Take care of yourself by eating healthy and sleeping well. 10. Create time for self-development via reading and online webinars. 11. If you or anyone you know has a physical or mental health problem, please use your medications and encourage them to do same. 12. Reach out, seek help, and get help should the need arise for your health. Remember that there is no health without mental health.
Welcome back. You're watching AD4 TV Radio News Updates. Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong on Tuesday said the country will hold parliamentary elections in July, despite the increasing number of coronavirus cases in the country. He explained that the decision was taken because there is no certainty of when the pandemic will be over. Singapore Elections Department announced that the elections would take place on July 10th, with nominations for candidates due by the end of June. After a 22-year lacuna, Burundi's parliament has approved the appointment of Alain Buyoni as Prime Minister. The position was restored by the country's new president, Evariste Ndayishimiye, who was sworn into office last week, 2 months earlier than planned, after the death of his predecessor, Pierre Nkurunziza. Buyoni has been security minister for the last 5 years, is currently under United States sanctions for his suspected role in violence and human rights violation during a political unrest in 2015. The Gambia's government on Tuesday said it will continue to be guided by the norms of its people and has no plans to review laws on homosexuality. Government spokesman Ebrima Sankari said it will neither decriminalize homosexuality nor review its law after weeks of controversy over the issue in the country. He denied circulated rumors of plans to soften homosexuality law in exchange for aid funds. Local airlines in Nigeria have urged the federal government and Presidential Task Force (PTF) on COVID-19 to reopen the airspace for airlines and airports that have certified safety protocol to begin operations, as a prolonged date will slow down revenue. The appeal was made on the heels of the disclosure that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority was concluding its findings and will submit its recommendations to the PTF on Wednesday. The chairman, Airline Operators of Nigeria, Captain Nogi Megasen, said the restart date will spur more stakeholders to intensify preparations and save newer investment recently made by the airlines. Nigeria's apex capital market regulator, Security and Exchange Commission (SEC), has set a deadline of September 30 for compliance with new rules on collective investment schemes. SEC had in December 2019 issued rules on CIS, otherwise known as mutual funds, to strengthen effective management of the portfolios. All fund managers of the schemes are required to comply with the provisions of the new rules and file evidence of compliance on or before September 30, 2020. The Commission stated that the application of the new total expense ratio and incentive fee computation takes effect from the beginning of July. And that's it on 84 TV Radio News Updates, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our website at www.84tvradio.com. Please follow us on our social media platforms at 84TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at 84TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Gracious Ogun.